Kyle, we've left you quiet in the corner for long enough. Tell us what your year is and
Yeah,
why
what's
is
your
it
year,
2002? Is that the guess? Is that right? Is it right?
Ethan, I don't even know what happened in 2002.
Kingdom Hearts, that was my guess. That was genuinely just my guess.
So let's go to a year that I definitely know what happened in.
Yeah.
1994.
Oh, fucking.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
fucking
A year I was
hell.
very much not alive for.
Yo, same. Big pog.
So, there are times I really love being the retro gamer of the Gigas,
How dare
and this is
you.
one of those
I
times.
play retro games.
No,
I
you
played the
don't.
PlayStation 3.
No, you didn't.
I did.
So anyways, 1994, that was the year of the SNES, the Genesis, and also a lot of arcade cabinets. So on the SNES that released that year, you had Final Fantasy VI, you had Earthbound, you had Donkey Kong Country, Super Metroid, and Mega Man X. All 5 of those games are very well known, very well loved, and all 5 of them are also available on the SNES Classic. So if that's not a testament to their staying power and how important they were to the SNES's library, then I don't really know what is. Also released that year, you had Doom 2.
Yep.
I don't know anything about Doom, but Doom 1 was pretty well liked.
It's a little indie thing, you know? I think it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, I don't know Doom in 1994. Let me put it to you that way.
True.
So then also released that year, you had Sonic 3 and the Sonic and Knuckles expansion cartridge. You were able to link those 2 games together and basically get what should have been the full game to begin with. And then also, you had 3 fighting game series really start to take off. You had Street Fighter 2 Turbo come out that year. You had Tekken 1 get released, and then you also had the first King of Fighters game. Or some of you may know that game Terry from Smash came from.
Wow, he came from a game? Fuck.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
dude.
thought that was older.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's not.
Fatal Fury. It was basically
right.
like
Okay.
the inspiration for Smash being a crossover of all of
Yeah.
I don't remember who made the Neo Geo, but
SNK?
it's basically SNK. Thank you.
Yep.
It was basically just a crossover of all their games together, which ended up being the inspiration for Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, pretty solid year overall, at least for the big releases. I don't know what the minor releases were that year. I didn't look too deep. I didn't want to get overload examples, but definitely a lot of cult classics. Final Fantasy VI being my personal favorite. I go back and replay that game every year. It's amazing. Earthbound, I'm not personally too big on it, but it does have a huge cult following behind it. And I'm glad that a lot more people are it's starting to become a lot more accessible than it used to be back in like late 2000s.
Earthbound also paved the way for a lot of like, I don't want to say indie RPGs.
A lot of
like,
the quirky
there are
RPGs. Like
yeah, so
Undertale.
like, you know, Undertale is heavily
What's that?
inspired by Earthbound.
I've never. What?
Yeah.
Never heard of
Exactly,
it, don't know.
yeah.
Never heard of it.
And then you had Super Metroid,
yeah,
which
so-
basically defined the Metroidvania genre and how that would be going
Still
forward.
holds up today.
Honestly, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just replayed it this year. It still holds up. It's amazing.
Played it last year, and yeah, it's amazing.
I'm about to get like crucified by the entire gaming community, but I
Oh,
don't really
no.
like Metroidvanias.
No, you're
Oh, no,
fine.
it's Ethan.
Yeah, you're fine.
Ethan
dude.
doesn't
I
either.
hate them as
It's
well. It's
okay.
great. It's fine. It's fine.
I just don't like side scrollers. I like 3D games or like isometric games or whatever. Side scrollers, just, you know, there are a few good ones, but not really my thing.
2D platformers I'm fine with, but yeah, 2D Metroidvanias, I just don't. I can't get. They just bore me. When it's like, oh,
Yeah, no, I dislike most 2D platformers
it's
as
like
well.
find every corner of the grid until you find that corner that you can go through because you found this random object about 3 hours ago that lets you through. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Because I feel like if I'm gonna play a game like that, I would literally be playing it with, on this monitor, I'd have the game, and on this monitor, I'd have the guide that tells me exactly where to go, and that's defeating the point of a Metroidvania. So I'm like, I'm just gonna.
Dude, that's fine. I used to guide when I beat Super Metroid the first time.
Yeah, but to me, it just feels like it's dirty. It just feels cheating. Like, I'm just like...
See, I felt that way too, and then I got to Meridia, and I had no clue where to go. And I was perfectly content to use a guide.
I had to look up a guide to figure out where to go in fucking Anor Londo in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
I just couldn't figure out where I was supposed to go. Like at the start of Anor Londo, where you're like... You're right near the start, and you have to walk up that, like, support beam to get to a fucking window. I couldn't see it.
But yeah, so yeah. That's a good year, Kyle. 1994 is a pretty good year.
Yeah.
In terms of...
Not as good as 1995 for gaming, though, because in 1995 I was born, so...
Yeah, big guy, dude.
See, I thought about taking night...
You ruined my joke, dude. You ruined my joke, because I was going to say, yeah, but Kyle, what about 1997? And then someone was going to say, what, Final Fantasy 7, Crash 2? I was going to go, no, I was born. And then that joke's gone, so I can write that one off.
Well, I beat you to it, bitch.
Write it off.
Greg, it's funny that you do bring up 1995, because I had originally thought of that, but, like, the only game I cared about that came out that year was Chrono Trigger, and I couldn't justify putting the whole year on there for one game, as much as I love Chrono Trigger.